kind of want to take you back to getting started at Mitel, kind of your early days in the organization. A lot of times we talk about the first 90 days, the first 100 days as a CISO. What were yours like? What was some of the stuff you looked at the time?
Yeah, I think it was an interesting journey, so to speak. It was my first foray as a CISO, right? And going back to my initial roots of products, right? So that was an interesting change. From the last 10 years, I've been in the retail industry as in the CISO organization, and then 6.5 years in banking industry. Completely different type of environment, and banking is significantly more regulated, right? But what I had experience was with the multinational banks, right? So that was a good experience to have. And then when I came over to Mitel in January 2021, it was a different setup, obviously. My mid-size organization, still extremely global. Mitel has offices around the world, all 3 continents really, like I guess, North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific, really. From that perspective, we have presence in all of them. And it was an interesting challenge to understand the different product lines and different business lines that were in the organization. And it was banks are pretty straightforward. You release applications in certain part of the bank, but primarily it focused on data, customer data, and so on and so forth. Whereas in a product company, there's a lot more intellectual property that that exists from a product development, and there's a lot more complexity that comes in from that perspective, right? So my first 90 days was about learning the organization. I'm still learning, by the way. I'm 8 months in. I'm still learning, right? I think I can still say that for another little while. But the first 90 days was about learning the organization, learning what people are doing today. But because of the size of the organization, I would qualify it as a mid-size. The learning phase was much faster. When I wanted to get to a place where, okay, now I understand the organization's setup, organization support model from security. And here is what I've learned from the initial assessment. And this is based on a rough assessment of what the organization's security maturity is. Here's what we need to put in place. From a structure perspective, let's make sure that the foundation is strong. And then let's build on the foundation to hire the right leaders and the right building blocks, if you will. And then let's build on the further ones.